Hey y'all, it's Junior again. I know it's been a little while since I uploaded a video. Oddly enough, life gets in the way. Um, I apologize for that, but this is like I don't make any money from this. I have like 60 subscribers and nobody even watches stuff. So this, when life happens, is usually the first thing that gets cut, especially because car parts are expensive. But I've got some news, so I wanted to share with you guys. So I'll let you know what's been going on as far as all the crap I have. I'm looking around my garage right now, and there's a lot of it. And I bought a new project that's probably going to get rid of most of my other projects, but I'm super excited for it. So I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to show you why I've been gone so long and what I've been trying to do, and then I'm going to hop off because it's like 15 degrees outside and it's freaking cold. That's why I'm in the garage, because it blocks the wind at least. Alright, give me 1 sec to edit, cut, whatever, shot, and I'll show you some stuff. First thing first, this is my 97 Infiniti Q45 4.0 V8 I bought. It is currently covered in a layer of crap because I was sanding down a table I made. And, you know, sawdust. But this hasn't been on the channel before because I bought it for like a decent price and I was just gonna fix it and then sell it. It wasn't like ever gonna stay with me. But that was literal months ago, and it's still here because I've had to pour so much money into this. I mean, it's still probably worth it, but guy I bought it from is a friend of mine. The shop said it had a part bad that was discontinued, so they couldn't get it. Turned out it was the fuel pump control module, which I found on eBay for like $50. And if I can do this one-handed, oh yeah, there's the 4.0 V8 that's been half pulled apart. Got the fuel pump control module. Turns out the shop had completely got rid of his old one, so I couldn't even get that fixed or rebuilt. Got the fuel pump control module. I had to replace the fuel pump fuse that they just took out and threw away. I had to replace, I think, the relay for the fuel pump because they just took that out and threw it away. And got it to where if I would put the key in it, turn it over, it'd crank, it'd fire up, and then it would immediately die. It hit like 500 RPM and then just shut off. So I was pretty sure that was a security issue because the security light kept flashing even with the key in. And then, like, just for a test, I took the chip out of the key and the exact same thing happened, so it wasn't reading the key. Well, I did some looking online and they said that the body control module can cause that, which is what I think is wrong with it now, because it has like no dash lights, the windows don't work, what have you, like all the stuff the body control module would deal with. So that's probably my next step. I have it unplugged right now because there was a guy that said when he tried to fire his up, if he unplugged the body control module, it would fire up. I've obviously been doing some testing by ripping everything apart and checking wires and fuses and what have you, but right now the battery's got to charge before I can try to fire it up. But that's just going to be fixed, flipped, got rid of, what have you. Other stuff in my garage that probably won't ever be in a video, so I might as well throw it in with this one. This is, I actually don't know what this is. This is some Chinese moped. It's got a knockoff Honda 49cc, I think. My buddy had it. He ended up picking up 2 more mopeds, and me, him, and one of our other friends now all have a moped. So he gave me this one, he gave his other friend the other one, and it's like plastics are completely decimated. He bought it for like $100, supposedly ran, but then sat for multiple years. So like, if that ever gets fixed, it's probably not going to be a video. It's not really going to be worth it. It's just dumb fun. So that's in here too, and that we spent like 2 days just like tracing the wiring and crap, and that's about all we done. Oh, we replaced the starter and the Bendix gear because they were bad, but it needs like a CDI box or something, and then a buttload of wiring. Nothing fun. Driving it would be goofy and hilarious, and also I could get to work and back for like a month on a tank of gas, which would be like a gallon, but not really interesting enough for YouTube. Ignore my half insulated garage and the random parts everywhere. I have a plan, I just haven't told myself what it is yet, so I'm not sure. This one might get a video one day because I have a really stupid idea for it. I picked up this little friggin' iDrive mobility scooter at a yard sale for 20 bucks because they didn't have the charger, and I guess the battery wouldn't hold a charge. It's over there on the floor by the moped. But I was like, hey, you know, it'd be stupid taking a mobility scooter, slapping a gas motor on it and driving it around. So at a different yard sale, I found this, which is a, heck, what was it, 37cc, 33cc, I don't know, it was a chainsaw motor. Actually it was the whole chainsaw. There are parts over there and parts here and what have you, but I was like, I'll throw the chainsaw motor on it that makes like a horsepower and a half, and that's plenty for a mobility scooter. I'll just build like a go-kart frame and throw go-kart brakes and what have you, and it would just be hilarious to rip around in that and have fun. But I haven't done it yet because, not in the garage, but probably needs to be, my boss at work bought a used go-kart off Facebook Marketplace, I think, and he decided to just put a Predator in it. And of course the freaking heater would kick on right as I start talking, because why would it not? Anyway, he decided to put a used Predator in it, so he gave me this. It's a 73cc actual Honda. It's off like one of their four-wheelers, I think. I looked it up. It's got like 5 horsepower. It's, as far as I can tell, mostly there. Probably needs a few bits and bobs. I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet, or haven't looked too far into it yet. But, oh, there's a grounding bracket dragging on the ground. Oh goodness, I might as well put that in the garage, but I bet I'm not going to. Just sit there on my foot. That's fine. Anyway, so that happened like a week, maybe, after I acquired said chainsaw motor in my garage. Oh, it's cold out there. Anyway, that acquired like a week after I pulled this apart and got all the parts to rebuild the pull start on it and stuff. And I'm like, heck, if I'm gonna build a go-kart frame for my mobility scooter, I might as well throw a go-kart engine on it and make that thing super sketchy. And I even actually did acquire these back here when at work we were tearing apart an old barn door frame, and this is like pretty thin, but I thought maybe I might be able to build a kind of basic frame and motor mount out of it. I just haven't done it yet because I don't know how to weld, and all I have to work with is a $100 Harbor Freight welder. So, you know, best thing is a welder that barely works and a guy that doesn't know how to weld. So I haven't got around to it yet, but it's there. You might see it later, especially if I end up getting it running, because it would be hilarious. The RX-8. It is still in exactly the same condition as the last time you guys saw it. It still needs the coolant seals. I have bought the coolant seals, but I haven't pulled it apart, learned how it works, and replaced it. I do have the factory service manuals for how to tear the engine apart and replace everything, and the torque specs for all the bolts and what have you. I literally just haven't done that because after I acquired the coolant seals, I picked up the Infiniti, and I'm like, oh, this will be a quick flip turnaround. So I moved it out here and the Infiniti in there to quickly fix and sell the Infiniti. And then the Infiniti needed more work because it always needs more work. So it's still in there, and this is still out here. So Infiniti has to go first, then the RX-8 can be fixed. If I even end up fixing the RX-8, as cool as this car is, I kind of got to clear some projects because my fiance says we're not allowed to put any more cars here because I acquired more crap. The Toyota is also in the same condition as the last time you saw it, because, well, I don't know, because I felt like it. I guess it does have a grill in it that's slightly different, but because as far as I could tell, the basic plan was either fix RX-8, sell it, or fix RX-8's motor. RX-8 motor goes in the Toyota because it's decent power, lightweight, in a truck that already weighs like 2,500 pounds, 2,300 pounds, something like that, like fairly lightweight, and I thought that'd be really fun. Now that being said, if I did end up doing that, it would have taken figuring out how CAN bus works and probably buying a standalone ECU, but maybe scavenging enough out of that to where the RX-8 would have been a shell and the Toyota would have had an engine and transmission. But it hasn't gone anywhere and isn't going anywhere because I literally paid $50 for it and it has the title. I'm not going to sell it because if I do, I'm never going to find another one for anywhere near that price. So the Infiniti is definitely going to go. The RX-8 might go. I might try to fix it. We'll figure out later, but I will show you. Well, I guess I should show you the other two. They're pretty much the same, but the Mustang, it's the Mustang. It's exactly the friggin' same. The only difference is, like, we had some extra black spray paint, so I like sprayed some on the doors and stuff. It is still just, I drive for fun when I want to, you know, make vroom vroom noises and slide around a bit. The only thing that has changed on it is I redid some vacuum lines that were old and rotted through, so it runs a little bit better, and the plate's expired, so I don't get to drive it anymore because I get off work at 3:45 and the DMV closes at 4. So at some point I have to take a day off and run to the DMV just to send off titles and relicense stuff, but it's pretty much the same. The Ranger is also pretty much the same. Last video I put the C-notches in the frame. I probably still need to climb up under because I think something's binding up, but it rides a heck of a lot better now and I'm super happy with it. I did find a new old stock bumper on Facebook Marketplace to replace the one up front that is very clearly not pointing the right way. I'm hoping it was the bumper and not the actual mounts, but I mean, it was like 50 bucks, I think. So worst case scenario, I'm not out too much. That's got to go on, and I got to start doing more body work. But it's probably, with everything I have, it's probably always going to be a 2.3 non-turbo manual, just drive to work and back. It is currently my daily driver because it currently has legal tags on it. All right, and that is most of my junk, but as you may notice, I haven't shown you the carport, and the reason for that is that's where my new junk is. Ladies and gentlemen, my new project car, and why I'm thinning down project cars, because this one is going to be really cool if I can ever get it running and driving. Boom. Literally dragged out of a field yesterday, as is obvious. Actually, it wasn't really a field, it was more of a woods. But this is a 66. According to the guy, it was a Galaxie 500. According to the VIN I broke down, it's actually the Ford Custom 500, so it's ever so slightly lower on the trim scale. But I mean, I got a hell of a deal on this for what it is. Honestly, it wasn't a bad deal, even not factoring in what it is. A whole car for like 750 bucks ain't bad. But this is going to be my just, if I clean it up and fix it up and it runs and drives and what have you, it's just going to be fun to haul the kids and the fiance around. Well, hopefully she'll be my wife by then, but it'll be fun to just haul them around and just cruise in style, having fun. It is the complete car, motor, transmission, interior, suspension, all of that, wheels and tires it will need. But let me show you. Like, the interior is not even bad. Obviously some rips and what have you, because old everything, and the headliner's trashed because it's a headliner and that's what they do. But like, back seat I can just clean up. Front seat, there actually was a seat cover I'm gonna wash, and it needs a vacuum. And then obviously the dash pad is completely thrashed. That will either have to be replaced or modified in some way because I can't even see my damn gauges. But I mean, oh, fun bit. Ugh. 3 on the tree. Like, third pedal, column shift, 3 on the tree. I haven't driven one of these since, well, not Galaxies, but I haven't driven a 3 on the tree since I was, I want to say 17. And even then I just kind of parked it. So that's going to be fun. Willie said they do make conversion kits to move the shifter from on the tree to in the floor. So it may get a 3 on the floor conversion kit if I can find one that's not too expensive. Because that, I'm way more comfortable with floor shift. I know, I'm freaking one of them young kids that doesn't know how old things works, but it's old now. But, I mean, these seats are absolutely massive. They're super comfortable. There's enough room for my entire family, probably plus the dogs. And so I was like, I could just fix this up and cruise it around and have fun, and it'll be awesome. 3 on the tree, as I said. Oh, goodness. Flat tires make it hard to get in and out of, so the guy who drives a lower truck. This is 100% going to require both my hands to open. So, one moment. I'll set you... You might be able to see me. Avalanche of garbage! That was probably really loud. The freaking heater kicked on while you were sitting there. Anyway, complete motor. Minus, it looks like I'm missing a push rod here. This rocker is not at all tightened down because obviously no push rod. The valve cover is laying over here. It has a hole in it, so I'll need a valve cover. The radiator was in the picture, but it isn't there. So I'm gonna need a radiator. I looked it up and Rock Auto had them for like $400, so it's getting a cheap Chinese aluminum like 4-core radiator. I'm going to attempt to find where to convert from points type to standard distributor. This is the 240 inline 6, which according to my research on the internet, so take it with a grain of salt, is almost the same as the 300 inline 6. It's just a different stroke and a different head. I guess if you put the 240 head, the combustion chamber is a different size. You put the 240 head on the 300, it actually bumps up compression. It has slightly more compression. So in the future, maybe it might get a 300 crank and rods to make it a 300 i6 with slightly more compression. But I haven't really had a chance to show it on the channel, so you guys wouldn't know. But one of my favorite vehicles of all time that I ever owned was a 1980 F100 with the 300 straight 6. Because, like, it wasn't fast. It had a decent amount of low-end torque, but it had almost no horsepower, and the gearing was completely wrong. It was a 4 on the floor with granny low. But it burned every fluid it had, and it leaked the ones that didn't burn, but it would just run. Like, it did not care. It just kept going. Supposedly, when I got it, it had like 400,000 miles. I think when I sold it, it had 500 or 600,000, somewhere in that realm. Like, I put a good 100,000 miles. I owned it for like 10 years. Ended up selling it because I got in a wreck and bent the frame. And now I'm just wishing I could buy it back. So, I am super excited about this just being a family cruiser car with one of, if I throw the crank and rods in it, one of my favorite engines Ford ever made. They're just super simple. They last forever. They can take miles and miles and miles of, well, if it's anything like my F100, not being taken care of correctly. And I mean, hell, in this car, look at the space I have to work on this. I could climb in there and start messing with stuff. But what it will need, bare minimum, I don't know why it was parked. Last inspection date, if you can even see that, is 1997. Looks like, I don't know, it's been scraped off. I don't know if it was January. Yeah, maybe January of 1997. I have no idea why it was parked, so I don't know what all's wrong with it. And obviously it has started to become one with nature. So it's going to take some work. It's going to take a while. It's going to be eating up all my finances for the foreseeable future. But when I'm done, I will have an awesome car that I can keep until I die and then pass on to my kids, and it will be great. But at least what I can tell it needs for now, to at least figure out what else I need, is I need to get a push rod for that rocker. I need the valve cover. It will need just a cheap radiator. I would like to probably make some sort of fan shroud if I can't find one. The fan's super close, but still having something where it can actually force air to go through the radiator is pretty good. Everything else, I think, is still there. I will need at least 2 wheels and tires, but from what I saw on the internet, so again, grain of salt, they're 5 by 4.5. So same as Ranger, same as Mustang, same as Willie's 79 Dodge. Like, he said he had a set of wheels lying around. So hopefully I can get those on. That's not a big deal. I did find out through my research that apparently it's 4-wheel drum brakes, which sucks. I would like at least front wheel discs. So that may happen before I go to driving it around, because right now, I mean, it's manual brakes, single pot master cylinder, drum brakes on a car that, as far as I've been able to narrow down with its engine, this transmission, and this trim level, is about 3,600 pounds. That's a lot of ass to be stopping with non-power assisted drum brakes. So I'd like to at least get discs on the front, if not the rear. From, again, my research, it's a 9-inch rear though, so I should be able to find disc brakes for that, no problem. And then I can throw a battery in. Oh, I would like to point out, I have at least made sure by turning the fan that, I think the belt's going to slip if I try this right now. Yep, belt's slipping. Before the belt slipped, the motor does turn by hand, at least. Or you can turn it the other way. And if I turn it the other way and it doesn't hit the compression stroke, then I can come back over here. And it does. Motor turns freely. Like, honestly, it's smooth as hell. It doesn't take much effort at all. But then I hit the top of the compression and the belt slips, so I'd have to like tighten the alternator to do more. But I mean, I think it was a hell of a deal. I think it's going to be a hell of a project car if I can ever get it working. As you can see, I did start cleaning some spots to kind of see what I was working with underneath. Glass is good. Honestly, the fact it has all the windows makes it worth $750, because that windshield's probably worth $5 by itself. But the paint, it is chipping off in places down to primer. It's just kind of pitted and cracked with no clear coat everywhere else. So what I will probably do, no guarantees on anything here, I'm flying by the seat of my pants, but what I will probably do is just clean it off, maybe buff it, probably not unless China decides she wants to, and I'll just throw that, like, the one that pops into mind is the Sweet Patina or whatever, but just that matte clear coat that keeps it looking like an old car but keeps the paint from rusting and getting worse. Might just throw that on, because I don't want to make it perfect, because I'm afraid if I actually replaced everything and fixed everything and made it like super nice and super good, I'm going to be afraid to drive it anywhere, because I won't want it scratched and I won't want it dinged and blah, 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 blah. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just make it as it sits, make it cool, make it run, haul the kids and the wife around and just have fun, you know? So that is why what's in there and what's behind it are probably going to be gotten rid of. I am keeping the Toyota. It will probably be built at some point to be my Go Fast car, but the at some point just got pushed back a couple, probably decades. But anyway, that, we're back in my garage so the wind doesn't freeze my butt off. That's pretty much what's been going on. That's why I haven't made a bunch of videos, bunch of failed projects, bunch of stuff taking longer than it should have taken, kind of barely enough room to work on everything, stuff like that. Kind of figured you guys will understand if any of you work on cars. Life just happens sometimes and stuff doesn't get done, especially when you're trying some ambitious stuff like I am. Stuff outside of my knowledge and ability range that I'm just kind of challenging myself to do. Sorry, sometimes it doesn't work out. Hopefully it's at least fun to watch some of the stuff I post. But that has, I forgot words. One moment, please. But the title to the Infinity has been sent off. It should be back probably in about a week. I might try to get it running and driving. I might just post it on Marketplace for what I have in it and be like, hey, here's what I've done, here's what it's doing, here's what I think the problem is, so they kind of know what to expect. The RX-8, it might get fixed, because honestly I could pull the motor out and just leave it sitting. The motor's like this big. I could just bring it in here, take it apart, put it back together, what have you. So I'm not real sure what's going on with that. I haven't really decided, because the problem I have is, like, it's a nice car, like the inside's nice, the paint is pretty decent, like it'd be fun to drive, but I don't know what I'm doing with it. I'm bad at making decisions, if you can't tell. Toyota's staying, but if I get the Infinity out of the garage, the tripod you're sitting on right now is the Infinity. If I get it out of the garage, I can pull the Galaxy in. It will fit. It won't leave me a lot of space, but it will fit. So then it can bit by bit be fixed and made better, and kind of figure out what I need and where I'm going with it and what have you. The Toyota is still going to be probably whenever I find a motor and transmission combo that, like, is just like, yes, that is what I want to do, instead of like, well, maybe I'll do this, and well, maybe I'll do that, and well, maybe I'll do this. Honestly, when I bought the Galaxy, one of my thoughts was I could put a 306 in the Galaxy, take the 240 i6 and put in the Toyota. But then I realized that since the 240 and the 300 are the same engine minus crank and rods, the space issues are going to be exactly the same. The Toyota would have about this much room. So, no idea what's going on with it, but if I find something out, I'll let you know. I'm literally just going off vibes at this point. I have no idea what I'm doing. I hope I can keep providing entertaining content, because this is something that I'm going to be doing even if nobody watches. I like working on cars. I like making YouTube videos. We'll figure out what happens. I appreciate you guys if you have watched this far of my blathering idiocy and the dumb crap me and Willie have done. I appreciate you watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, that's cool. Like I said, I make no money from these. Do what you want to do. I'm just hoping that somebody finds happiness, or hey, I want to do that, or like, oh, that's an idea for my junk, stuff like that. I appreciate you all watching, especially to the end. Thank you. Y'all are the best. I'll see you next time. Yes, I am drinking seltzer. I know, it's like weird, but my beer belly has gotten out of control because I was drinking the equivalent caloric intake of like 3 loaves of bread a night. These are 100 calories. Maybe I won't be fat and ugly. We'll find out.